This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to New Jersey Satellite Studio, where we show you the flavor of life here in the District of New Jersey. Everyone, and welcome back to INCRadio New Jersey Satellite Studio, where we show you the flavor of life. And for today's flavor, pack your bags and come fly with me, because today we are continuing our discussion of travel, and today we will be destination dreaming. Is there a destination that you've wanted to go to? Is it Japan, Paris, Newark, or Newark, both of which in our district? Okay, so if there is a destination that you have been thinking of, let us know, because we will be talking about it with our favorite travel maven, Arnie. How's it going, Arnie? How's it going, Atalaya?
Hello, thanks for having me on. Everything's good, just kind of really hot here in Texas.
I think it's hot everywhere. I'm also doing well, just a bit hot right now. I think we're at 89 in Elizabeth. And I know we have a projected 95 tomorrow, and then it's going to be 102 Monday, Tuesday, and then we kind of go back down to 94 on Wednesday. So everyone stay hydrated. But I was thinking about packing the virtual bags in my mind. What exactly is that place? I know everyone has ideas. Who doesn't want to travel, especially during the summer? It is the season to travel. So we're just going to jump right into it with Arnie. For a reminder for everyone, if this is your first episode, Arnie was with us before talking about travel ideas, travel tips, how to get started. She's a corporate trainer from American Airlines, and she is from Fort Worth, Texas, currently.
Which is also a travel destination. So if anyone wants to go to Texas, I hear Fort Worth.
Are you
nice.
sure?
Well, I mean, not now. Not now.
maybe you can give us a tour coming up on an upcoming episode, Arnie. Let us know, what are the places to go and places to eat in Fort Worth. I've never been. I've been to other places in Texas, but not Fort Worth. So first question, what are some domestic destinations you could recommend for 2025? I mean, half the year's already over, so...
Okay, so, last time I said New York because, that's got everything to do. But if you really like nature and you like, you want to go to a place where the people are really nice, don't laugh, okay? I'm going to tell you, go to Kalispell, Montana.
Can you spell that? What is that?
Kalispell, Montana.
Sorry, I have to laugh because I'm trying to spell it in my head.
I know.
It's Kal. So Kalispell, Montana, it is northwest of Montana. It is right next to the Canadian border. So you literally could drive up the border. It'll probably take you about an hour to get into Canada. But the one thing that's really cool about Kalispell, it's a little town. So the buildings and all that, you still have like the old Western feel. But the best thing about Kalispell is they have Glacier National Park. And so that's one of it's so beautiful. You could do hiking there. They have a bunch of lakes and everything like that. And if you like to ski during the winter time, it is like big ski season. And then during the summer, they've got lots of activities, and it doesn't get hot like what it is here in Texas, right? So you could go horseback riding, you do carriage rides, you can, like I said, you can do a lot of hiking. So if you love nature, I say try out Kalispell. A lot of people don't even know about it, but normally whoever goes to Glacier National Park, that's where they would fly it to. So that would be the destination for domestic if you like the whole nature thing. Yeah.
All right, you see, folks, this is why we love having Arnie on. Because, if you asked anyone else to be like, yes, I would like to go to Montreal,
Wait,
Toronto,
hold
or
on.
something like that.
Let's
But
spell
yeah.
this for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I finally found it. It's a Kalispell, Kalispell, Montana, and the photos online are amazing. This looks like actually the set of a couple of TV series. How's that small town feel? Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. And like I said, it's really beautiful.
And you wouldn't have heard about. I mean, I never knew it existed, let alone learned how to spell it. So definitely wouldn't today. So Kalispell, Montana, and learn how to spell it. Maybe we can get in the live chat too. Okay. So Arnie, what about some international destinations that you recommend for 2025?
Okay, so for international, it just depends on what you want. Do you want food? Do you want food? Do you want cheap places? Things like that. So it all depends. Okay, if you want to have food and shopping and scenery, I would say Thailand. I would go to Thailand only because with Thailand, everything is very inexpensive. Okay, you can go shopping, and especially for those people who are vertically challenged, you don't have to alter anything because it's already short. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to alter the clothing. You can get like a whole outfit for under $10. Okay, and when I say outfits, like business casual attire and stuff. And then the food, you can if you like mango sticky rice, if you like Thai food like pad Thai and all that, you can get a whole meal. So we had pad Thai, we had mango sticky rice, and we had mango shake, all for $4. And here a mango shake alone is already like what, $5, $6, $7, but over there is very inexpensive. And the thing that's really cool about Thailand is they've got their city. You're thinking this is like a third world country. They've got high rises, they've got modern technology, they got all that stuff. And then they have the different islands that you can go to. So it's a really good
so
place
how's
to
the
go.
internet
I think.
in Kalispell? How's
How
the
is it? How's
internet?
what?
How's the internet in Kalispell? Let's compare.
Because I heard Thailand.
Do they have?
Really
I know.
good.
Do they have internet in Kalispell? You're talking about Thailand having.
Yes, they do. They do. Like I said, it's a small town, but they got cool stuff. They really do. And like I said, if you like the whole hometown feel, that is something that you could that you'll get. But and Bangkok, if you go to Bangkok, it is kind of crowded. And so they do have transportation, like we have Uber. Theirs is called Bolt. And with that one, oh my gosh, it is so cheap. You can go everywhere for like $2 as opposed to your Uber, which is like $20, $30, right? Oh no, it is so inexpensive.
You can't even get from one end of the block to the other on Uber for $2. I think I've tried.
And then not only that, okay, so because there's a lot of traffic, because most Asian countries are overpopulated, because there's traffic, they have Uber bikes. And so you're on somebody's motorcycle or moped and all that, and that's how they're getting you around. And they just, I don't know if you guys ever experienced driving in the Philippines where they're just going through the cars and all that stuff, so they could weave in and out of traffic. And so I was kind of scared because looking at it, these people are not holding onto anything. They're on their phones and texting while they're riding as a passenger, right? They're not even holding on to anything. And I'm like, okay, these people are crazy. But it's so much fun. It is. It's an experience you have to experience at least once in your life.
I mean, you got me on the mango sticky rice. That, like, I'm done. And then you said cheap, like cheap outfits too. Like, okay, that means you got me and the whole family.
Everything there is so inexpensive, especially if you're bringing dollars over. I mean, that's the only thing I could compare it to, only because I have dollars. Now, if you're from there, then it's not their money. But for us, yeah,
Yeah, I think we
It's a
definitely
really good deal.
yeah, I think we definitely want to consider places where the dollar will take us far. Although that flight to Thailand is probably the equivalent of how much has to go to the Philippines, and it's also I think like 20 hours from the East Coast, 22 hours. So like 2 hours less than the Philippines. I don't know if there's a direct from New York, but no, that would be a nice time. I don't know about the bike thing though. That always scares me.
Right?
Riding without bracing, but that's me. I mean, I
Yeah,
also
from the West, I went through.
I think we're having
When
some
when I went through Vancouver, and so it was.
okay. So that's the only downside
Can
to
you guys
going
hear me?
to Asia is that you have to take the long flight. I know there's a direct flight also. Well, if you're going to the Philippines from New York, and that's I think 18 hours is the shortest. Arnie, I think we are having some technical issues with you. I don't know if you're losing us on your end, but I'm going to go ahead and ask the next question, and hopefully you can hear it. Okay, are there particular times to go to the places? So Kalispell, Montana, and Thailand. Are there any times you'd avoid? Yes, we need this. Um, what are your thoughts?
So for Kalispell, not hot like I said. The winter it does get really cold, and so if you don't like snow, if you don't like any of that stuff, then I wouldn't go there in the winter. So those would be the only times. But other than that, springtime is beautiful. Fall is beautiful. So I would do that.
And then Thailand?
So for Thailand, do not go in the summer. That's for sure.
Is it too hot? Too rainy?
Because okay, it is. I'm on my phone, so hopefully this is better. So for Thailand in the summertime, it's very hot. It does rain a lot, and so it's not really that great. But I did go in December, and December was like perfect. December was good. It wasn't like hitting 90s or anything like that. It was averaging between 70 to 80 about. And then like I said, because of the season, it's cheaper to do shopping and everything because everything's on sale. So that's why I would say December would be good, but do not do summer. That was not very pleasant. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I just checked the weather for Kalispell, and it looks like right now they're in the 50s. Yeah, they're in the 50s right now. That's interesting.
That's
See, so
that's
it's not
that's
bad.
destination dreaming right now because it
Yeah,
is hot here.
it's like cool fall temperatures. I would take that, especially in July and August. It's like I think I'm gonna melt on Monday, Jeff. I'm really concerned. It's like, how am I gonna get to work? Is my AC gonna hold up? Is everyone's AC? But no, this is great. I think moving on.
All right.
I think it's you, Jeff.
Okay. Thanks, Leah. So, Arnie, of all the places you've been, and you are our travel maven, you are a travel expert, you're a travel professional. Of all the places that you've been, which are your favorites, and are there any that you'd go to again? Because, for example, I know some people they'll watch a movie only once, and then they'll watch they'll need to watch something else. Are there any other situations that you would revisit or go to a place again, or are there any places that you do go to repeatedly?
So yes, Italy is my go-to place. If I have nowhere else to go, I will go back to Italy. One, because in Italy, there's lots of different cities you can go to. If you want the whole city feel and everything, you can go to Rome. They have lots of sites. And just the food alone in Italy is so good. Okay. I got to have gelato 3 times a day when I'm there. Okay. And then it's nice though, because if you do want to get away from the city, you can go to smaller towns, like you can go to Florence and Pisa, and then you have Cinque Terre and Amalfi Coast, which is all the ones where Everything's along the coast, along the water, on hillside, and it's just beautiful. And of course, the Italian language is just so pretty to hear. And so Italy is my go-to whenever I have nowhere else to go. And I was like, you know what, let me just go back to Italy. But the one other place that I did go to that I do want to return to, only because I wasn't able to see everything the first time I went, is Israel. So whenever they lift that travel ban, I would go back to Israel. There's so much history. And just, the food there, I was really surprised. I didn't think I would like their food, but it's really good. They grill a lot of stuff, so they don't have a lot of like deep fried and everything like that. And everything's fresh. They have open markets where they'll have fruits, and you'll have, the fruits that you normally can't buy here in the U.S. and everything. But if you really like history, Israel is a place to go, I think. And the one thing that's really good about Israel, because I know people might say, well, aren't you scared to go and everything? I went there by myself, and they don't touch tourists, okay? Because they need people to come and visit their country. They need, the income. And so they don't touch tourists. And so they'll, whoever they're at war with, they'll, attack each other. But for the most part, they will leave tourists alone. So it's, for me, I did not feel unsafe being there by myself. And I went out all times of days. So I went out during the day, at nighttime, and I did not feel like my life was in danger in any way. I'm actually more scared to go around cities here in the U.S. than I am to go anywhere abroad. So, but yeah.
I have to agree with that. It's a little scarier in our U.S. cities, depending on where you are, than international. I love the gelato in Italy. I just want to comment. That's where Philip and I discovered the best gelato flavor that we thought. It's the pink grapefruit gelato. I think we had it. I think in that one sitting we had it 2 times each.
We usually try that one. I'll do the lemon because I like to have the sweet and the sour, so I'll do the lemon. But next time I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, pink grapefruit. Pink grapefruit was surprisingly not too tart and not too sweet. So, and it can be really sweltering. We went last in the fall time, and we thought we'd miss the summer heat, but no, it was there. It was there, sunburn and all. 95 degrees in the end of September.
Yes.
So no, Italy's always great to go, and the food there is amazing. So speaking of, since we're talking about international right now, are there any budget-friendly international destinations that you would recommend or for people to consider?
So like I said, Thailand is very budget-friendly because even the hotels there are very inexpensive. Right now, Japan is a good idea. Only because our dollars are so much stronger than their yen, because normally the yen is very strong, but right now it's not as strong. And so right now, Japan is actually a good place to visit. The only thing is do not do Japan in the summer because you're not going to have fun. It is just too hot. And a lot of the places in Asia is not a good time to go in the summer. That's like the best time to go. But with Japan, it has to be spring or fall because December it does get cold, and so. Spring or fall for Japan would be good. And if you plan on going to Japan, I highly suggest you go this year because in 2026, they are going to make changes. They're thinking of having different prices. So if you're a tourist, of course, they're going to rack up the prices. If you're local, it is going to be much cheaper. And so if you want to experience Japan when it's not expensive yet, I suggest you go before the end of the year. I am planning to go there in August. So in case anyone wants to go August 23 to 26, we got stuff going on in Japan.
Wow, only 3 days in Japan?
Say that again.
And if you need a travel buddy, folks, viewers and listeners, you have a travel buddy.
I know. I was going to say only 3 days in Japan, Arnie. That seems a little short for such a long flight.
Well, I'm just going there for an activity because we have an activity going on over there. But otherwise, because like I said, otherwise I wouldn't go in the summertime because it's too hot. Okay. But because we have some kind of activity, it's like, let me just go check it out. Maybe 4 days. We'll see.
Okay. And I think that activity is going to be in Nagoya.
I don't know where it's at anymore.
They're like, I see. Okay, that was my last updates. Is Nagoya, not Tokyo.
Which is good because I've never been there. I've never been there. Stuck around
I always stop over in the airport, but I never go outside. So what about budget-friendly destinations for domestic or maybe North America? If you'd recommend anything in Canada or Mexico as well, or the Caribbean.
I don't do Canada a lot because, it's kind of like the US. And then with Mexico, if you want budget friendly, you cannot go to the resort towns. If you go anything like Cancun, Cabo, and all that stuff, it's not really a good deal. So you might want to go places that a lot of people don't go to, which is normally like, let's say,
Costa Rica? What about Costa Rica?
Costa Rica, I didn't like too much. I don't know why. Belize is very budget friendly, and it's not too bad. People there are very nice, and it is by the water. So if you like the beach, you can.
They speak Spanish there, right? Belize.
Yes. And then like the Caribbean, U.S. Virgin Islands, because it's not cheap at all. Okay, U.S. Virgin Islands, it's not inexpensive.
But Bahamas, Jamaica.
Now, if you can get into Cuba, I suggest Cuba. Cuba is a nice place. Seeing those retro cars, those olden day cars, it's nice. The only thing is be prepared because, it is a communist country. And so the people are suppressed. And it's kind of sad to see that. But it's just, they have a lot of farmland. They have a lot of nature, which is really beautiful. But don't think, and now that one you're going to ask about internet. Yeah, good luck with that one because it is dial-up. I'm not kidding. It is still dial-up.
Yeah, they don't have the same infrastructure that we have. So it really is going back in time to like the 80s. I would say 70s, 80s.
No, I think before the 80s. and not only do they not have internet, so even if you do get onto the dial-up, you can't go on a lot of browsers because it is very controlled on what you can and cannot see when you're there. So if you try to go into your social media, good luck. That's not going to happen.
How many days would you say for Cuba, Arnie?
I was there for 3 days and I got to see a lot because there's a lot to do just in a day. So 3 days, I don't think it's
Did you fly from Miami?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Miami, yeah. Okay. And there's different airports in Cuba. Well, it depends on the airlines, but with American, we fly to 2 different airports in Cuba. But with right now, you have to have a reason to go to Cuba. And so a lot of times if people want to visit, then what they're going to do is the reason for going is like aid to the people, where they're going to bring like school supplies and things like that they're going to donate to schools. And then that way it gives them a reason to enter Cuba because you can't just go in as a tourist.
Right. They do have special visas. You have to apply.
Yeah, and the visas you can actually get day of. You can get it like in Miami. You can even get it in Cuba once you land there. But the thing is, you have to specify why you're going. If you're going to go there for tourism, they may not let you in. But if you're saying, hey, you're going there to aid the people and you have school supplies and things like that to donate to schools, then normally they'll let you in.
Very cool. All right, we're coming to time, Jeff. We got more questions.
All right, so I guess it's time for lightning round, Arnie. So what are some hidden, now we talked about Kalispell, Montana, which I never knew existed before today. But what are some other hidden gem places that you'd suggest traveling to that people might not have heard of or might not have thought of?
I would say if you like nature, like Colorado, I don't know if anyone's been to Vail. Vail is really a nice place. The only thing is it's not very cost effective, okay? Because that's where the rich people go to ski and everything. The cool thing about Vail is in that town, there is no cars allowed. So there's a certain neighborhood where you're walking everywhere, which is really nice. They have parking garages and everything that you could park at for free. But within the town, you just have to walk. And so Vail is pretty year round. If you like the snow and everything, go in the winter and the summertime and fall. Oh, fall is so pretty. And then spring, you see all the blooms coming out. So I would say Colorado. There's a lot of places in Colorado you could go to. And then, of course, if you want to do the city, my favorite city all the time is Washington, D.C., only because you can go to the different museums, very inexpensive. You can go to Mount Vernon, George Washington's house and the plantation that they have there, which is still a working farm. And so they take all the food that they're growing there, yes, and they donate it to different charities and everything. So D.C., a lot to do in D.C., whether you want the countryside or the city. So, yeah, for domestic.
You're bringing me back to my childhood. That's what my father took us in the summertime. We'd go to all the colonial towns
Yes.
after sports festival. Like, oh, we're going to go to Virginia now. No, we're going to go to Maryland. And yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I forgot about that. All the colonial stuff. That is very interesting. It's also seeing history in real life. I think is
Yes.
really complements education for parents with kids who are still studying American history. All right. So what are the top 3 places you haven't been to but would like to go? Oh, this is going to be fun.
Okay, so one on my bucket list is Finland, okay? Because in Finland, they have these igloo hotels that you could stay in, and it's literally made of glass so that you can see the northern lights. So that's my one go-to, but I can't do that by myself, so y'all need to find me a man so I can go there with somebody. Because, that's one. The second one, I think, would be New Zealand, only because I haven't been to New Zealand yet. I've been to Australia and everything. New Zealand is something I do want to see. But I have to be daring because with New Zealand, you really do need to rent a car, and they drive on the wrong side of the road. So I have to get used to that one. And then I think if I were to go to like a beach area, my dream had always been to go to Bora Bora because I'd never been, and I want to do the overwater bungalows. But even with that one, I'm going to have to find a bag because I'm not doing that one by myself either.
Or you can find friends. Okay, is there an igloo that could fit all of us? Is there like a family-sized igloo? How many people does that fit?
They do. These igloos are pretty big. Some of them are bigger than a hotel room, and it's pretty cool. They do have the ice igloos also if you want to do like an ice hotel type of a thing. But I want to do the glass only because you can see the northern lights the whole time you're there.
That's interesting. And then it's like, how do I sleep? I guess it depends on when you go, because there's like no sunlight in the winter.
Yes, and that's the one thing. If you guys want to go experience, and this is perfect for summertime, I would say go to the Scandinavian countries because one, it is not hot, okay, compared to all of Europe. And 2, like right now, because it is the first day of summer, the sun is out for 24 hours.
Wow, amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. Okay, the only thing I have to research now for these igloo hotels is how do they manage a toilet? I don't know how Eskimos manage the toilet. Anyway, we're going to see Arnie again. I don't know when, but definitely we're going to ask her back for more travel tips and more destinations. And maybe next time she can share some photos. So before we go, Arnie, do you have any shout outs, greetings?
No, not really. I don't ever think about that. But I just want to say thank you to you guys for having me on again. And like I said, anytime you want to talk travel, you let me know because that is my passion. But maybe shout out to folks in South Central States. Come watch us at 11:30 Central Time.
That's 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, we're going to move on to our shout out segment. I'm not going to wait for the bumper because we are short on time. So thanks, Korea Tech, for having that prompted. So we're going to start off right at the top. Oh, this is a lot. Okay. But first, Jeff, do you have any shout outs before I forget?
Okay, yes, quickly. Happy birthday to my cousin Marie Blanco, all the way in Arizona, which is also a travel destination. Happy birthday to Sean Campbell. Don't know where you are, but you've also seen him in some other INC media programs. Happy birthday to Sofia Tubale, who you can visit here in Bergen. Also, Harold Garcia, Jasmine de Guzman, Cherry Antonio, which some of us will see later. And also, happy advanced birthday to our very own Grace Evangelista.
Happy birthday, Grace. She's behind the scenes today. Thanks for all that you do for our show. All right, on the topic. I don't know how to pronounce this. Marisol Dagat, I want to go to Banff. Is it BANFF, Canada? All right. Well, she's very athletic and her kids are too. So I would just like fall down the mountain. And she'd also like to revisit Hawaii. She also says Costa Rica is not budget friendly at all. It's expensive, but the hot springs are awesome. From Sister Mayan Manzano, Guerzo, Montana looks beautiful. I love nature. Abe Evangelista, my former repeat location was Martha's Vineyard, but I haven't been able to travel in a while. And don't sleep on Cleveland, Ohio. Lots of stuff to visit, relatively cheap by U.S. standards and clean. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the NASA's Glenn Center are worth a trip on its own. And there's also an aquarium. And of course, we're right by the lake. So if sailing or ship watching is your thing, it's great. You didn't mention fishing. All right. We also want to say, Sister Mayan also says, been to Chattahoochee Market. I can't. Sister Mayan, you're giving me a tongue twister. Yeah, Chattahoochee.
Yes.
I'm going to be stalling on this. She says it's a haven for shopping. That's in Bangkok. All right. Jaster says, I love Okinawa, Japan, the best seafood. Of course. We got some comments about snacks. Well, I always like to have shopao wherever I can get it. That's my favorite snack. Abe likes to sneak a bag of chips on the plane to see them inflate. And we want to say hello to our out of district commenters, viewers, Sally San Martin from Babanwang, Isabella West, Mario Oka from Brixtonville District of Caloocan North, Alyssa, is it? Hi, Alyssa Mojica. Is it Eliza? I'm sorry. I'm stressed. So, Washington, D.C., thanks for tuning in. And also Michelle Guyang from Garapan District of Micronesia. And Nate Russell, Nathaniel Russell, thanks for tuning in. He's from Texas. And you'll see him on at 12:30 as well. And from Michelle Rizal, happy 11th anniversary locale of Philadelphia. All right, we got to move on. Jeff.
All right, now to our hashtags and Kuya Tech. We don't need the bumper, so we're good to go for that. All right, in third place, we have a tie between Philadelphia and Elizabeth. Congratulations, Philadelphia and Elizabeth. All right. In second place, we have two locales that are close to my heart, Bergen and CNJ. Congratulations, Bergen. Okay, and in first place, drum roll, please. Bayonne, congratulations, Bayonne, you are our hashtag winner. All right, over to you, Leia.
Bayonne, what? Bayonne, you're amazing. Officially, when was the last time Bayonne was at the top of this, Jeff? I don't even remember. I can't remember. All right, next up, we have our activity update. For time's sake, we'll skip the bumper. All right. This weekend, we have the youth group Binhi monthly meeting by local congregation. And then on June 28th, that's next Saturday, we have the CBI Bike and Walk at Weehawken Park. That starts at 10 a.m. Don't forget your sunscreen. And then, of course, the long-awaited Unity Games in this edition, that's on July 4, we will be playing dodgeball and basketball. Jeff, are you going to be leading the team here?
I think I will be the target for dodgeball, and I am a large.
It'll be fun, and it's indoors, so no need to. Well, I should always wear sunblock, but no need to slather it on too heavily. All right, and then please check with your local congregation for details on the local events and the daily Bible study schedule. I think that's it, Jeff. Gotta go.
All right, and folks, it goes so fast, just like vacation. That's it for today's show. We thank you to everyone who tuned into today's show and also commented in the live chat. It's always fun. We hope that you learned something new destinations like Kalispell. We hope you learned how to spell Kalispell and are inspired to travel. Thanks to Arnie Jane for your tips once again. And, we always love her. And if you found value in today's discussion, please like and subscribe for more content like this. And if you think this episode would help someone else, please share and like and watch it again. I know there's like little tidbits to watch, so watch it again. And if there's a topic you'd like to hear about or want to join the panel for a discussion, feel free to reach out.
All right, I already have a request. We want to see those photos of Thailand next time you're on, Arnie, so we can see how amazing it is there. All right. And before we go, we'd like to thank our church administration for their continuous support to INCRadio and allowing us to have a show like this where we can stay connected and learn together. We want to acknowledge our Assistant District Supervising Minister, Brother Ruben Busos Jr., our Christian Family Organization Overseer, Brother Royal Moline, and our District Multimedia Advisor, Brother James Malabanan. But we especially thank our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo Manalo, our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Manalo, and we'd also like to thank our INCRadio Station Manager, Brother Wally Tarai.
Before we say goodbye, we thank again all of our viewers and listeners near and far for taking the time to watch this episode. We hope that you have been destination daydreaming also. We hope to see you on the next episode, and we hope that you go out and enjoy your travel and wherever you are. We hope you're having a great time. See you again on the next episode of INCRadio, New Jersey.
Bye, everybody.
This is INC Radio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ